I'm just cranky, and I told you as you were logging in, like, okay, you're getting feisty Ray today.
All right, feisty Ray.
Ray's fucking cranky.
Welcome to Post Experience.
This has been... I don't know what this was. This was free games and no free games at all. I'm going to cut this episode right here.
Right. Yeah. That bonus content. 37 minutes of two of us talking about our week because we haven't talked to each other in a while. We're a podcast with a deeper look at the play experience and the finer details of running and writing games.
Believe it or not.
Believe it or not.
We are queer women speaking with authority about games.
And yes, we swear.
Die mad about it. All right, well, that was a good episode.
That was great. It was great. Glad we did this.
Cut it.
Everybody
Mix it.
get out.
Edit. I guess we should do the actual episode now.
Yeah,
we've got 2 episodes in the bank. This is great.
Yep.
I don't know if you think I'm joking. I'm not joking. I'm turning this into 2 episodes.
That's fine. Whatever. I don't care.
We've been really heavy lately. Have we been really heavy lately?
I feel like we have. We talked a lot about discourse, and we talked about, being exploited, and the episodes before then were my episodes with D, which are all like really mechanically intense.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, like that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've covered some dense topics.
Yeah.
So, as 2020 crawls slowly to its own death, maybe let's talk about something like fun.
Yeah. Okay.
Let's just have fun for once. Let's just get loose.
Maybe it's part of our creative therapy.
Yeah.
Your creative therapy.
Let's just have fun. Today, we're not going to talk about gaming discourse.
Nope.
We're going to talk about the things that inspire us. We're going to talk about what gets the juices flowing. What, Things
that we think are cool.
The shit we like.
Yeah.
It's really more than that. It's the stuff that, the stuff that makes us want to make the things that we make. Our inspirations are aesthetic.
Yeah.
It's, it's whatever.
I see here on the outline that you want me to start this.
Yeah, I did. I went alphabetical order. I didn't want to
Okay.
put myself first. It felt
That's
self-aggrandizing,
That's
or
fine.
whatever the opposite of self-aggrandizing is. What am I trying to...
I don't know.
Yeah, all right. Yeah, Monica,
Sure. Yeah.
what inspires you?
Man, I always have a hard time talking about this because whenever someone asks me to recall something, like, hey, Monica, what's your favorite song or favorite album? And I fucking love music, but whenever someone is like, what's your favorite musical thing? I'm like, no, I've never heard anything ever. I have lived in a cave my entire life. My favorite
What
thing
is
is dirt.
music?
I've never seen the sun.
My favorite thing is dirt. So,
yeah. Well, and I also, so like, I looked at your list of stuff, and I think we have a lot of things in common, so this is probably just gonna be us hollering about our favorite
we
stuff
have
together.
things in common.
Imagine. I know, that's a wild idea. But, us being friends and having things in common and being kind of chaotic is literally what all of you are here for, so, yeah. Let's talk superficially. I like things that are very exciting, even if they're stupid. I enjoy a plot that gets the heart rate up, even if it doesn't make sense. I like high action, also even if it's stupid. Big plots, like just over the top nonsense. And when I start talking about things that I have examples of, you will be like, ah, yes, okay. And eye-catching character design, and all of these, even if they're stupid. Like,
I like that you have to keep with the caveat, like even if they're stupid.
stupid.
And in my head, I'm like, especially if they're stupid.
Yeah.
Especially if they're just fucking ridiculous.
So, Exalted was made for me specifically, as it is all of these things, including often stupid. So I also like genre bending. And you have different examples of this because you also like genre bending, but I'm going to call out Sailor Moon, which is a genre blend of sci-fi, epic fantasy, the Sentai team genre, and also magical girl. So it is many genres kind of at the same time.
Yeah.
And Scrapped Princess, which is a sci fantasy, which is actually a spoiler. I keep chin checking my mic. Spoilers for a 15-year-old show.
Watch out.
Watch out. It was never popular, so I don't know that I'm ruining it for anyone. And also all of these things are things that are exciting, full of action, have big plots, and are also sometimes capital S stupid.
Sailor Moon is really dumb. And I say that like with an immense amount of fondness.
Yeah. Yes. I mean, like so I should mention and clarify that I'm specifically here talking about the Sailor Moon manga, not the 90s TV show.
Oh, right.
I mean, the 90s TV show is dumb in an extremely lovable and charming way, and you should watch it because it's fun and like bubblegum in a very enjoyable, like pleasant way. But
the Saturday morning cartoon
like,
kind of way.
Yes, in a very like make yourself some pancakes and a warm drink and watch some Sailor Moon because it is just relaxing and fun and doesn't require your brain to be on, and it's very Saturday morning comfort. Very much so. But like have you read the manga? Did I mention?
Yes, I have.
Yeah, yes. It's really fucking good. Like
yes. It's very young adult as opposed to little girl.
Yes, it's very young adult as opposed to little girl, and like one of the third arc, which is my favorite, involves like a conspiracy to bring a malevolent entity from another dimension into the planet to literally poison it and take it over. That is a big plot.
Yeah.
And the fact that this happens awakens a whole series of new characters who have like foreseen the end of the world and know that they have to, engage in great sacrifice to stop it. And so like they're antagonistic to the main five at first, and like truthfully they're just cold and reserved because they are the people who protect the solar system from external threats, and like they've kind of fucked up in the fact that these things have already gotten here. And like also all of it takes place in a high school, so it's that's a big plot, and that's like heavy and also very stupid.
Yes. Yeah.
But like
but so earnest.
Yeah.
It's
and
not
like
stupid in the like, haha, look how dumb we are. It's just so fucking earnest.
Yeah. And Scrapped Princess is this really good self-contained like 24 episode story about like the post-apocalypse version of Japan, which after the like mega weapon nuclear war destroyed literally everything else, some of the sentient robots and a couple like ancient humans were like, all right, we'll put all the people in this part of the world and we will strip them of all the ability to advance in modern technology. So they're basically like Dark Ages trapped, right? Mm-hmm. And we'll just cordon everybody else left in this little prison, and they will be none the wiser. And except that someone coded into like the human genome that there would be someone who would eventually break that and then restore progress and like begin the process of recreating the world as it was.
Okay.
But it starts off as being like, this is just a fantasy anime, and where people have magic and shit, but magic is actually like ancient nanotech that people have mastered but don't understand. And like it slowly peels the layers back that like this was actually the ruins of a future world. And at the very end, it's like, actually, it was our world, and the last battle takes place in space.
Oh shit.
Yeah. And so like all these things that are made out to be like they're gods, they're unstoppable spirits, are actually like ancient super weapons who are like AI. Or,
Yeah.
like living AI. It's really good.
Yeah, that's my shit.
That is your shit, and I think you'd really like it a lot. And some of the character designs are very dumb, but like, but it's a very, very good story. And like, unfortunately, I've like ruined the twist for you, so now you know going in. But it's really fun to watch with people who don't know it from the beginning, and watch that like the surprise as the layers get pulled back. Because
cool.
Because it's also an anime, so there's like parts where you like the scenery in the background or like a thing that people are traveling through, and you're like, that looks like the remnants of a highway bridge.
Cool.
Weird. And then it just gets weirder and weirder and weirder until like it's very clear that the main character is the person who's going to break everybody free, and that's why everyone wants to kill her.
Man,
like,
they don't make anime like they used to.
It's really fucking good. It's probably my favorite anime of all time for that.
Yeah, I love that shit. Yep. I love that you think it's magic, but it's technology. I love it was Earth all along shit. Like that's my jam.
Yeah, it's really good. And I should put I have an old set of DVDs, and I wonder if they put it on Blu-ray. It was never a popular show, so I don't know if it got an update. I'll have to look. I'll look at that when we're done. Here are some other favorites. We both really like anime and video games, and especially JRPGs. Obviously Sailor Moon and Scrap Princess. I also really like Noir, which is like, and now for something completely different.
Yeah.
Kill la Kill, Star Driver, Revolutionary Girl Utena, just to round out my favorite animes.
I mean, yeah.
And then I also, on the video game side of things, I was deeply inspired and you know, yeah, inspired aesthetically, whatever, by Shin Megami Tensei 3 Nocturne, which is also not a weird, unpopular game, but it is getting a Switch remake next year, and I'm very excited about that.
Oh, neat! I'd like to play it.
It's very hard.
All right. What are you suggesting?
I'm not suggesting anything. I'm just warning you.
Ray, don't get ahead of yourself. It's really hard.
No, I just like. That's not like, Ray, don't play it, you dumbass. You couldn't possibly
Ray,
play a hard game.
You fucking moron.
Ray, you fucking dipshit. How dare you want to play a hard game? That's more of a warning that, like, it's pretty hard and kind of grindy. So, like, know that going in. Fire Emblem Awakening, Soul Calibur 3, and Disgaea, the original one.
Oh, yeah. Those last three, especially for, like, totally flashy, like, ensembles of these, like, bizarre characters with diverging goals. Yep. And also, like, an importance on weaponry.
Yes. Big, cool weaponry.
Yes, big, cool weapons.
Yeah, Nocturne is about... Again, I guess I should also put in there that I really like post-apocalypses.
I do, too.
Like, a cataclysm, this is, like, this big, like, biblical cataclysm that happens. And again, sort of like Scrap Princess, like Japan is this epicenter of this thing, and like all these people.
I mean, sure, why not?
Sure, why not? Well, it's a Japanese game. If it were American, it would take place in like New York.
Exactly, it'd be in like California or New York.
Yeah. So, I don't blame them for that. Like so like Japan is the epicenter of this cataclysm, and all these forces want to claim the power to like remake the whole world in their image. And you are this gremlin who you are this gremlin who the devil saved.
Okay.
And was like, you get this weird fiendish power to like communicate with all the, and like everybody either like got turned into spirits, or like just the gates of myth were let loose. So like the people you can have in your party are like disease spirits from Polynesian myth and like Thor.
All right.
But you catch them and collect them, sort of like Pokemon.
Cool.
But you don't. It's got this really interesting like emptiness to it because you do not have a human party. There are no other people who are friends with you. You are this.
Oh.
You are the solitary human in the remains of this world where everybody kind of wants to use you as a tool, and the only people that like kind of care about you is this revolving door of monsters that you can communicate with.
Huh.
And like. You ultimately get to decide who wins in the end, which can include being like, no, I'm going to become a true devil myself and I will decide to reign in hell. Like that. That is an ending you can choose.
Yeah. Okay.
It's full of puzzles. It's got a little platforming element. It's pretty grindy. I hope the Switch remake lets you save more often, because save points being really spaced out are part of what makes the game so fucking hard. Because you're like, everybody in my party has 1 hit point left. I'm gonna limp to the save point and hope that a random encounter doesn't happen before I get there. So yeah, like that emptiness, and like I remember it being really pretty, but of course it's a PS2 game, so I'm sure it looks like ass now.
It's probably not so great.
Yeah.
But at the time, I'm sure it was beautiful.
Yeah. So yeah, that's probably the thing I think that needs the most explanation on that list. But I hope that you try it out when it comes out on the Switch, because I think it's supposed to come out next spring.
Okay.
Maybe January. I'm not sure. Beginning of next year. And we talked about a lot of Japanese stuff. And I guess I've never quite been able to pin down why I like non-Western stuff more. Obviously, when I was younger, I was super weeby and kind of gently racist about being like, Japan is better. Yeah, we were all
young once.
Yeah. But I kind of feel like that's because JRPGs and anime are not shy about having women in leading roles. Or like telling stories about women, even if her titties are entirely out, like I'll deal with it.
Just completely out.
Like sometimes you're like, man, I love this character, but she is drawn to be ogled.
Yeah.
She's really fantastically written and voiced, and I really like her, and I empathize with everything, but boy, are her titties and ass out.
Just a bazongle on display. Just constant panty shots, demeaning, demoralizing.
Yeah.
No one is safe.
No one is safe. Like, sometimes not even then. Like, sometimes a character is not demeaned by the plot, and they are just on display. They're
just demeaned just by virtue of
of having a male gazy costume. Just like,
having a body.
I love her, but she is naked. I think there was also a time in my life when I read books, but I don't remember when that was. My brain has been polished into a beautiful glistening marble by stress.
Yes, yeah. It's so shiny and smooth.
And I'm sure I'm going to remember more things as we go, as my garbage raccoon brain is reminded of stuff, so I'll probably jump in with like,
shout!
When you bring things up.
Wait, that thing too! I just remembered, wait!
Yep.
Okay.
It's going to be like that.
Well, why don't we do them an episode break, and then I'll do some word vomit. Yeah!
Right. So, bonus experience is brought to you by the Misdirected Mark Network.
Bing!
Thank you. We have a Patreon, which we need to go back and work on, but like, hey, give us $1.
We have a plan.
Yeah, we do have a plan. Yeah.
We got it. I don't think we haven't put a date on it yet, is the thing. No. I think the next step is we need to put a date on it, and then we can actually go like, oh, shit! And the panic brain will kick in.
Yeah, maybe. I'll have to put it on my giant whiteboard.
Yes.
Anyway, we have a Patreon. Give us $1. We do extended cuts of episodes right now. Sometimes we do live shows. We haven't done that in a while. And we have a whole bunch of cool new stuff coming. Please support us if you love our content. We love you too.
And you can leave reviews. I was looking at our reviews the other day. We have a bunch of 5 stars. Thank you guys so much. That's so nice of you to do that. And someone did in fact leave the review that we're sassy with just a little bit of salt. And I really appreciate that. Thank you.
Oh, thank goodness. That's very kind of you. It's true. Also, I've been told that we are very chaotic. And I appreciate that.
Yeah, we've been hearing that a lot lately.
Yeah, it's a brand. I think it's going to become a brand.
Chaos is my brand.
We are sponsored by Nerdy Kepi.
Did we do that yet?
Quality Clueware. I'm just going to do it right now.
We're doing it again.
No, we didn't. We did Patreon.
Sponsor's so nice. We talked about it twice.
No, we went straight from Patreon to Nerdy Kepi, so we're good.
Okay.
Yeah. They sell quality Pride swag, like bags and dresses with pockets, and I got a pair of gym shorts with the Buy Pride flag and a galaxy shape. And I have 2 pairs of really cool shoes, and they have masks and button-down t-shirts so you can get your butch on. Button-down t-shirts, just button-down shirts. Sometimes they're short-sleeved.
And dog clothes.
Yeah.
And mugs and stickers.
T-shirts. I got a tank top that says kindly consider dying mad about it.
Yes.
Which does also come in bonus experience purple. It's not actually a BXP shirt, but
not an official tie-in.
Yeah, not an official tie-in. We will probably have official tie-in merch there soon. That's on the list of things we need to sort out.
We've been working with Nerdy Kepi as he gets his way through the holiday rush and this new Kickstarter that he's been managing, which is super successful. We should plug their Kickstarter.
I think it will be done by the time the episode comes out, though.
No.
We plugged it in a previous episode. So.
Okay.
Sorry.
I hope you guys went to see it in the previous episode because I think it might be too late now. I hope not.
Yeah.
But he's making these it's called Proud to the Bone. He's making these really cool like enamel pins that have like neat animal skulls and flowers and pride colors, and it's really great.
Yeah, it's really great. I bought a ton of them. Use code BXPcast for 10% off your order, and you can use that as many times as you want. There's no limit. But it doesn't stack with other deals.
Oh, it doesn't stack with other deals. But you could just always have 10% off just because you know us. How nice is that?
That's great.
How many other friends get you 10% off everything when you go to Nerdy Kepi? No one else. No one else says that. We are your only friends.
If you like bonus experience, you'll also like Jung-Hoo Hustle. Train alongside fellow students Eric Farmer and Eli Kurtz in Jung-Hoo Hustle. Eric and Eli make their kung fu stronger by watching wuxia films, then discussing how to apply their observations to game design. I felt that was really appropriate to today's episode.
Since we have so much wuxia like in our backgrounds. Yeah.
I do also really like wuxia films and martial arts films, and I just didn't get into it.
Yes. I haven't watched a good wuxia film in so long.
There's a new Detective D, which is not really a wuxia film, but there's a new Detective D film on Netflix.
No, what? I didn't even watch the first one.
You should watch the first one.
I have to go back and watch. I gotta go watch Detective D.
Also,
anyway,
Alex Guerrero has been
back to our show.
inviting me to right now back to our show. Alex Guerrero has been inviting me to play fighting games on his stream. He's the Dragon Hearts guy, and we should play Dragon Hearts with him sometime.
Yes, we should.
And randomly Eli Kurtz was also invited, and I was like, Eli Kurtz, hello, Eli Kurtz from Jung-Hoo Hustle. It is Monica from Bonus Experience.
Like two neighbors in the same apartment complex. Hey, it's you.
Yeah. Like that meme. Anyway.
Yo! That's the sound that meme makes in my head every time I see it. Yo!
How about you? Want to talk about your inspirations? It's your turn. It's your turn now.
Me? Well, just superficially, I really like video game soundtrack music and covers of video game music. I can't explain why I guess because, a really good soundtrack is meant to either create or recreate that emotional impact. So I just really, especially right now, I'm into covers of Fire Emblem music because you actually, I don't know why they're going so hard on copyright takedowns for the Three Houses music, but you can find a bunch of covers and they're really great. I also really like practical armor. It can look cool. That's awesome. I love cool looking armor, but I also really like practical armor, especially on female bodies, because I don't know, I see a bikini and I get so fucking angry. I used to be okay with it. I used to be like, oh, it's cool. Oh, she's hot. Now it's like, fuck, her whole tits and ass are out, like you were saying before.
We just talk about
she's gonna lose a cheek. She's going into battle. She's gonna lose a whole cheek. I love practical armor, and if you can make practical armor look really cool, then that's even better. I also really like unique punk subgenres and unique punk designs. Like if you can actually take it beyond using neon lights and East Asian orthography in your cyberpunk, you have a fan in me. But as soon as I see hiragana or kanji in the picture of like some sprawl, I'd lose interest so quickly. It's just like, okay, right, cool. It's just one of another 500 paintings inspired by Blade Runner, and I'm just not fucking into it. I don't know. I'm the opposite of inspired. It's more like spite. Inspitered. That's nothing.
No, I liked it.
I like blends. I like mashups. I like I mean I'm into genre blending the way Monica is, but it's weird that we have like divergent, like I've talked about this before with other people. Like there's the fork of people who watched Sailor Moon growing up. And there's the other fork that I went down watching Dragon Ball Z growing up.
I mean, I watched both, to be honest.
I didn't have access to Sailor Moon for whatever reason. Maybe it was on at a weird time during the day, or I didn't have the right channel back when that mattered.
My local channel played them back to back.
I didn't have that. I didn't have that
At all. Your local channel just must have been different.
I don't know, man. I just had Dragon Ball Z, and then I had Adult Swim, and then I made a friend in high school who collected fan subs. Mm-hmm. Back when you had to get them on like VHS.
Yeah. She moved here from California and illegally copied a bunch of subtitle anime from her video store, and so just had a shit ton of subbed anime.
That's very good.
Shout out to Jenny.
That's fucking punk as fuck.
It is. And she was my internet friend who randomly one day was like, I'm moving to Pennsylvania. And I was like, oh yeah, I live there. Where? And then she was like, I'm going to your high school. And that's one of the weirdest things that has ever happened to me.
That's fuck. Oh my God. That is wild.
Yes.
You're so fucking lucky.
I
don't know if it was good luck or bad luck, but it was luck.
It was a little of both. But yeah. Anyway.
So basically, I got more of the shonen flavoring in my formative anime. So I have a lot of like Cowboy Bebop and Trigun, like just sort of rattling around in there.
Yeah, I mean those are also extremely good shows.
They're extremely good.
You called them out, so I just decided I was going to talk about other things.
It's also the like that triumvirate they had of like basically space western when they had Cowboy Bebop, Trigun, and Outlaw Star on Adult Swim. And that was like my first real deep dive into... Huh? What?
Oh man, Outlaw Star. Speaking of like sort of genre bendy space western fantasies.
Yeah, like I still have a real soft spot for sci-fi westerns and space westerns and weird westerns. It's one of my favorites. But it was my first like experience with like you can just take elements of one thing and stuff it into the other thing. That's amazing. Like it blew my mind. I even like I finished Trigun when I was I want to say 16 or 17, and it even like it gave me like a minor crisis of creativity. Like the way it ended for some reason resonated with me so much, and I was like, I'm never going to be able to create something as good as Trigun. And I was 16 and I was like, oh, it's over for me. It was so good. And just I have since gotten over that. Trigun is still one of my favorites, but I don't feel like I'm never going to be as good as Trigun. There's far better things. But at the time I was like, whoa. And I think to get back to your thought on like why did we gravitate toward anime specifically? I think because it was so unlike what was on offer like from Western sources. Like you have Western cartoons at the time are going to be like you got The Simpsons, which is one, I mean, that's nothing. Right. I mean, it's The Simpsons, but it's not what we're looking for. And then you'd have, like fucking Nicktoons or something or whatever's on Cartoon Network. So to have something that's really beautiful and a really like different looking like aesthetic, and also have these stories that may have been pretty standard for Eastern audiences, but for Western audiences are like, what? Like, what do you mean Ranma one half is 10 seasons long and they don't get married at the end? Like, that would be the Western ending, right? Like,
right.
But the Eastern ending, for Eastern audiences, they just run off together, and I guess the the intent is that they continue to have more wacky adventures, but this is the end of the series. So stuff like that, I think. And then also just, I think that because of anime's production cycle, they're just more likely to take risks with really weird shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, I guess because it's animated and, like, there's a lot of animated production there, like, you can tell much weirder and more interesting, not interesting, but, like, not that live action shows aren't ever interesting, because I like plenty of them, but, like, you can really get weird and experimental and tell. You could not do Revolutionary Girl Lieutenant as a live action show.
Probably not. No.
Probably, like, because
it's really weird.
Right, it's bizarre.
It's just got artsy long shots. Yeah, it's and, like, very weird.
A lot of what, like, and they did that, like, some of the beautiful minimalist shots are because they didn't have any fucking money. Like, yeah, like some of the really gorgeous shots of, like, this is just the silhouette of the window, and we used light and shadow to show that two people are having an extremely serious conversation while you can see nothing but, like, their outlines. Yeah. Is because they didn't have the art budget to do, like, full-scale animations, and instead you get this, like, gorgeous, like, visual moment of, like, and a lot of it's just beautiful visual shit.
Yeah, yeah.
And I know that cinematography is an art form, and you can shoot some really extremely visual things, but, like, Lieutenant is surreal, and intentionally so. Yeah. And, like, I don't know that you can do the same kind of surreality outside of animation. You feel me?
Yeah, I think it's really difficult to do. Yeah. Like, you can, but it takes a really experienced eye, and I don't know. You have so much control over the final product when you're animating it, because you literally are creating it from scratch. But that's a whole other thing on animation that goes back to when I was actually fooling myself into thinking I would be an animator later in life. I'm trying to think other like Eastern influences, because I have so much of this, like, non-Western influence in my background. I really loved Shaolin Soccer and Kung Fu Hustle.
I also like both of those movies a lot.
I am a big fan of the early, like, Stephen Chow stuff, because, like, I know I've talked about it before, but the juxtaposition of mundane with outrageous is 100% my shit. Like, the fact that this is soccer, but they're using these advanced, like, wire fu techniques to play soccer is, like, I was all fucking about that. And Kung Fu Hustle, the fucking landlady, like, one of my inspirations. I want to be her someday. And wuxia in general. There was a time when I used to, back when Blockbusters existed, you know, I would go to that section of the Blockbuster and just pick out a random, like, wuxia film that looked interesting or funny or had a concept that sounded like an Exalted game I wanted to run, and I would just, like, once a week have a new kung fu movie under my belt.
I hope that you have seen the classic Seven Deadly Venoms.
I don't think I've seen Seven Deadly Venoms. What is this?
It was on Netflix for a little bit. It's like one of the better and more famous Shaw Brothers films.
Oh no, what? Yeah. Now I'm looking it up.
Oh, you should. It's very good.
Now I'm looking it up. Seven Deadly Venoms. No, I don't know this one. All right, I'll have to look it up later.
Yeah, you should look it up. It was on Netflix. I don't think it is anymore, because I watched it while it was on Netflix, because it's a classic.
I can't. I don't even think I could remember them by title. I think you'd have to be like, "Have you seen the one where?" And I'd be like, "Yeah, I remember that one." Where else am I on the outline? What am I talking about?
Wuxia.
So much 90s and aughts anime. Just so much. I don't know anything about the new stuff. Like, people talk about their fucking Bakemonogatari and their. I haven't seen Kill la Kill. Like, I don't watch new anime. I just don't fucking get into it.
So, and
I watched One Punch Man.
I watched One Punch Man too.
Because of course I did. I grew up on Dragon Ball Z. I watched One Punch Man. I got started on Mob Psycho, for some reason didn't continue, even though it was really, like, jiving with me.
Same.
I don't know why I didn't continue.
New anime you should definitely watch, because you like these sorts of things. I mean, Kill la Kill isn't really new anymore, but you should watch it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Watch it with with content warnings.
Yeah, I've heard there's some dicey shit that happens at some point.
Yes, there is. Kill la Kill is one of those things where, like, this is really good. There are some things that I understand may be deal breakers for people, but that doesn't stop it for me from being a really good story. There are some content warnings, sexual assault content warnings. But, like, you like big characters, you like ridiculous over-the-top plots, and you like shows that are more or less about, like, action and fighting, and it is a shonen anime about women, about two women, more or less.
Yeah.
So, and, like, the ultimate message is, like, about loving yourself, and loving your body.
Oh, okay.
Which, like, occasionally, it's a Studio Trigger production, so Trigger always has a message and then undermines it by making jokes about it through the whole thing, which is one of the things I don't like about them. So, like, the ultimate message is about, like, loving yourself and loving your body and, like, loving who you are and what you wear and, like, not being defined by other people. Like, that's... Yeah. But also, it's a fighting anime with weird clothes powers.
But also, like, all they tits out.
Well, everybody's tits are out and everybody's dicks are out. Everybody's
That's true.
naked.
I remember the 3 episodes I saw, like, there was some dickage.
There is some dickage. I was
like, all right, okay.
The dudes are naked. And
there's some naked boys.
You also like weird clothes powers, and that's, like, the thing that everybody has.
Clothes powers, yeah.
Everybody's superpowers comes from the clothes.
I do like fashion magic, which is one of the reasons why Final Fantasy X-2 is in the pantheon of my top 5 games.
And whenever the, like, major male characters, like, use their clothes magic, they get a full-on naked magical girl transformation too.
Yes. That's
and,
good.
And one of them's clothes magic is basically, like, he's a sub, so he has this, like, this objectifying bondage outfit on a dude.
I can't believe anime is good again.
And he's one of the best characters, like, he's such one of the most lovable, likable characters in the whole series.
Oh my god.
So, like, but also, like, they're occasionally are like, oh, hey, main character, we're gonna make fun of you for being fat, and she's not. And I'm like, come on, man. The point is at the end of the show, like, everybody's naked and everybody's, like, good with being intimate and, like, close to each other and everybody loves themselves, and yet you continue to take pot shots at the main character. Come on. Stop.
Anime's bad again. I take it back.
Yeah, anime's bad again. So, like, there are some low points, but I think the high points vastly outweigh it. And I just finished rewatching it yesterday, so...
Oh, okay.
It's fresh in my mind.
All right, maybe Kill la Kill is worth it. I don't know.
Yeah, you should also watch Demon Slayer.
I heard Demon Slayer's really good.
It's really good. Also written by a woman.
Yeah. All right. As far as, like,
that's my modern anime recommendation.
As far as shit that didn't come out of the East.
Yeah.
There's not a lot. I read a lot of Redwall when I was a kid.
Yeah, me too.
And it felt so cozy and so detailed. I got about 10 books into Animorphs and then realized it was never going to end, even at my young and tender age of, like, 11. And I was like, well, I'm not putting all the time into that. So I gave up on Animorphs. I did recently go back and read the last book and go, wow, I dodged a bullet at 11.
Yeah, I never finished it either.
Animorphs gets fucked up.
Oh, yeah, I know. I'm aware.
It starts fucked up. A kid gets trapped in the body of a hawk.
Yeah, and then he's like, yeah, I was abused, so I'm cool with it. It starts from the beginning. It's great.
It's fucking awful, Animorphs. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Also, like, unfortunately, I think I really liked Harry Potter.
I liked some of Harry Potter. I wasn't, like, I don't know that I was ever, like, super into it like some people.
No, I was never super into it like some people, but, like, they were books that I liked and I enjoyed reading, and, like, it made me want to make books. Like,
I always like the idea of, like, a hidden parallel society or world that kind of has to stay hidden. I like that element in things, which I think is why I really liked World of Darkness and why Changeling really was my first game, because it's you know, it's about a parallel world that has to stay hidden. And Changeling the Dreaming is even on my list here because it was kind of unintentionally the first game that I homebrewed, because I didn't want to just play a knocker and I didn't want to just play a satyr, but for some inexplicable reason in the rules it's like you can't mix them. You're either one or the other, and I was like, fuck it, I'm playing a mix of both. So I played a mixed satyr knocker character. Nice. Because fuck it, why can't I? And oh god, what else? I mean, recently for me it's been games. I haven't been doing a lot of reading. I haven't been watching anime anymore. Mostly I get really sucked into these really story-rich games. Like, everybody's heard of Undertale. If for some reason you haven't played Undertale, please play Undertale.
Yeah, Undertale's
like,
really good.
Ignore your fucking cringe. Ignore this, like, fucking worship of irony and play Undertale. Undertale is so sincere and honestly so fucking good on every level. Play Undertale.
Undertale is a really brilliant deconstruction of the RPG genre.
It really is. And it's a beautiful story. It's really well designed, like, visually. The music is incredible. It's a fucking good game. Play Undertale. There's no excuse.
And if you are the sort of person who, like, has dexterity problems or whatever and cannot play, because it is a bullet hell game and it is not easy.
Yeah. There's definitely some very difficult parts.
Right, and then that may frustrate you and get stuck, and then you're not going to see the rest of the story. So, like, I think Steam Train, way back when, had a really good playthrough of it.
Steam Train has a really good playthrough, and Jacksepticeye has a really good playthrough.
I know that the creator was like, don't watch a playthrough, but, like, listen, I understand that, like, for accessibility reasons, maybe you can't play this game.
I think originally Toby Fox said that because there were so many twists and so many unique kind of, like, you had to be there moments in the game. But at this point, it's been long enough. Watch a playthrough. There's
plenty of good Let's Plays out there. And so,
I do really recommend the one by Jacksepticeye. Yeah. I know Steam Train is good. I know recently the Grumps live streamed it, but I think when you watch one of the older Let's Plays, when they already kind of know the plot beats, it's not as fun.
Yeah.
It's really fun to watch someone get genuinely surprised by some of the things that happen.
For sure. I agree.
I also really like just about anything by Supergiant, which everyone knows them right now for Hades, because Hades, has rightfully made a huge impact. But Bastion is still really fucking good. Bastion still holds up. Bastion has a really great story about, it's got, like, elements of, like, race relations and the arms race and, regret and rebuilding or starting over, and it's really good, really touching. Transistor still routinely fucks me up. Transistor is very good. Transistor has kind of a bleak plot line, like the world is ending, basically, and the world is never really clearly defined. Like, I still don't know, like, are you inside a computer? Is it just a really advanced society? Like, there's no real explanation of the world itself, but the stakes, because it's about a lot of it is about relationships, and especially the relationship the main character has with her sword boyfriend, which is difficult to explain. But it's also about voice, and even though the main character, a lot of people had some issues with, like, the main character is a woman, but she's voiceless. She has her voice taken from her basically by force. So her companion, who is in her weapon, narrates what's happening, and she's not able to respond to him with her voice, but she still takes agency at different parts in the story. Like, he'll tell her to do something in the narrative, and you see in a cutscene she's doing the opposite, because that's not what she wants to fucking do. And sometimes when she gets to a console, she'll actually, like, respond to him in in text. Like, you'll see her type out a response to him, and it's really fucking good. Transistor, like, some of the songs still make me, like, really misty. I guess what you can gather from that is I really like relationships. I really like emotional impact. I love big fights and big weapons. I like to subvert expectations with genre, and I like surprises and twists, and I like, sometimes I just like when they tits out. Sometimes that's okay. I'm okay with it.
Yeah, same. Me too.
What's her name? Is it Janet Lynch? Dude,
I don't know.
I can't remember the actress's name. Okay. She's, like, the quintessential, like, butch gym teacher from Glee.
Oh, yeah, okay.
And I just remember her, like, talking about seeing all the female body exploitation, like, as a feminist has me disgusted, and as a lesbian has me delighted. I feel that on a lot of different levels.
Yes.
I mean, that's me, man. That's fucking, or at least what I could think of in the last 24 hours.
I
got marbles in the head.
I read the last book I read. I read 2 books last year that I really liked. Which was Spin the Dawn, which is very much a YA book.
I think I recommended that one to you.
Yeah, you did. And I went and
I still haven't fucking... I need to add it to my list. Hang on.
Let you borrow my copy.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, and I also read Seven Blades in Black, which I guess the author's sort of a dickhead. I don't know. He's a white dude, so...
but, I mean, if you can separate the art from the artist, then, you know.
He seems like... We'll talk about it later. He seems like an asshole. But, you know, okay. I was not ever going to be friends with him, so... Whatever.
I mean, there you go.
Yeah, but, like, so Seven Blades in Black is a book that they wrote specifically for me, and I have the sequel on my desk collecting dust because... I no longer know how to read. So, like, Seven Blades in Black is like a sort of final...
What's up? I'm Ray. I'm 36. I never learned how to fucking read.
I learned how to fucking read. I forgot over the last year. Yeah. And yet I somehow wrote fiction this year. But...
that's completely different.
It's
completely different.
It's a revenge story about a person who lost their powers and was wronged and is going after the people who took them from her in a very, like, I have a list, Kill Bill style way, but everybody's a weird mage and she's got a mage killer gun and she's a bisexual disaster. And, like, it's very clearly kind of not a good person, but the whole story is told from her first-person limited perspective. So you don't realize what a monster she is until the perspective pulls back at the very end of the book, and you get to see her from outside herself, and you're like, oh god, I rooted for this person the whole time.
Ooh.
And it sends a terrible chill down your spine, and she's got an awesome stone-cold femme girlfriend who I love dearly, who's one of the best characters in the book, and then they wind up with a useless guy. For some reason, he's not that useless, but it's just like, here are these 2 incredible queers, and then the straight dude who's with them, and it, like, doesn't become love triangle-y at all.
Good. I like that.
It is a fantastic adventure story. I'm sorry, Sam Sykes is maybe kind of a shit.
Yeah, that's what I hear. I hear he's kind of a shit.
Yeah, that book's really good, though. Yeah. Borrow it from your library if you feel weird about giving him money.
Or borrow it from Monica.
Or borrow it from a friend.
Monica.
Yeah.
Borrow it from Monica, specifically.
Oh. I mean, sure.
Send her a tweet.
Don't do this.
Tweet at her, like, as soon as you finish this episode. Because her Twitter handle is Xena Sun.
Correct.
Go ahead and send her a tweet.
Mm-hmm.
Asking her if you can borrow Seven Blades in Black.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, go ahead and give her your address, too. Like, in this very public forum, go ahead and share your address.
Nope.
And she'll go ahead and just ship that book right off to you, won't you, Monica?
No, I won't. You should at Ray W. Cole on Twitter and ask her for book recs.
Yeah,
or old video game recommendations.
You'll just get a list of all the Redwall books. As far as I know, those are the only books I've ever read because I can't remember any others. I'm an English major. Whee!
We've both forgotten how to read.
We can't read. We can barely write. I definitely can't be on Twitter, so even if you at me, I don't think I'll answer you. Not for a week, anyway.
Yeah.
Oh, by the time this comes out, I'll be out of my jail.
Yeah, you'll be back.
I'll be out of Twitter prison.
Self-imposed Twitter prison.
I'll be back on my bullshit, making it everyone else's problem. You can also just at us on the
at us on the web at bonusexpcast.
Point your internet browser to http:// I don't...
bonusexpcast.
Why are you letting me carry on like this?
I was waiting to see where that was going. I thought you were going to say the website name.
There.
I was just like, I'm gonna let that ride out, see where that goes. You went to Twitter. I thought you were gonna give our actual website name.
Our Twitter is bonusexpcast.
Yeah, and our website is bxpcast.com.
Thank you.
Yeah.
You can email us if you really want to.
bonusexpcast@gmail.com. I occasionally remember to check it.
Monica will check it. Just tweet her. Tweet her to check the email.
Don't do this.
Do not do this thing. Oh, we're part of the Misdirected Mark Network.
Yep. Bing.
Was that even legible? Am I saying words? Is it? I'm falling to pieces, Monica.
I'm falling to pieces.
Oh my god.
Anyway.
Oh god, please. Just let me end the episode. How do I do this?
You tell me to go, because I'm very hungry. I gotta eat something.
Please go.
Right, everybody get out.
Go away. I have to go not tweet.
Yeah, go
not
return to your misery.
Not play Pokemon Shuffle Mobile. Change it if you want to.
Bonus Experience is written and produced by Monica and Ray. Their sweet logo and art are by Nina Studios, and their bitchin' theme song is reused always with delight by Analog by Nature, used under the attribution non-commercial Creative Commons license. I can't wait to play my Raccoon Totem Full Moon Lunar Exalt when Exalted Essence Edition comes out. See yous next time.